Hi, Jameson Mitchell here, and in this video I'll be looking at our tarot cards for the week starting March the 7th, 2016, so stay tuned. And here we are with the cards on the table, and the deck assisting me for this week's reading is the Archangel Power Tarot Cards by Doreen Virtue, Radleigh Valentine, and Jeff Bedrick. And I have to say that I'm very excited to do this week's reading because Monday, March the 7th, is my birthday, so it'll be very interesting to see the card that represents the beginning of the week. So let's just get right into it. I'm going to take the deck in hand, and as I do for these weekly general readings, I'm going to shuffle the cards, and the question that I ask every week is, what do we need to know in terms of possibilities and potentialities for the week ahead, so we can have as great a week as we possibly can. So I'm shuffling and I'm looking for a card to stick out, and the first card that's sticking out is going to represent the beginning of the week. Shuffling once more. And this card is going to represent the middle of the week. And then shuffling again. Looking for a card to stick out. There we go. And this card is going to represent the end of the week. So these are our cards. I'm just lining them up into the shot. Very good. And for these general readings, I always start with the card that's on the bottom of the deck. I call that the foundation or the base card. It's going to serve as the underlying energy for the week. So turning the deck over, our card is the Nine of Ariel. And so the energy for this week, this is a week about material gain. That is one of the chief meanings of this card, is material gain. So this card just represents being in a place of abundance, and when I look at it, it reminds me of abundance in the terms of financial independence and self-sufficiency. So this could be the week where we are being moved into a greater sense of independence and self-sufficiency. This is a week for us to consider ways that we can stand on our own 2 feet, ways that we can manage and use our resources wisely, because Ariel is the suit of material resources. I always see this card as teaching, training, instruction, and guidance. So this could be a week where we are embarking on a new course of study, and I actually am. I start a new course on Monday, my birthday. So for me, this is very applicable. And another aspect that fits with that is that the Nine of Ariel can be about successful self-employment. And so the course is a business course that is designed to help me create a sense of abundance around that. So this is very applicable to me. So the card reads, your dreams are fulfilled, hard work leads to great success, a love for the beautiful things in life. So this is a week, again, that going with material gain, it's about taking a moment, taking a pause, because this is also about downtime and leisure time. So take time to appreciate all the good things that you have in life. You know, yes, you could be in a place where in some areas of your life you could have a greater sense of abundance, but I do know this from personal experience. It's about appreciating where you're at. When you appreciate where you're at, you set the stage for more to come into your life. So take a pause, look around, see what it is you could be grateful for, as you also are waiting for more abundance to come your way. But it starts with appreciating where you're at. But I'm going to go back to what I said at the beginning. This is a week of moving into a greater sense of independence and self-sufficiency. So this is the Nine of Ariel as the foundation for the week. So now moving to the card that represents the beginning of the week, we have the Three of Michael. Okay, so the Three of Michael can come up when we may have experienced some pain in the past and we are in the process of recovering from that. Now, it fits with Nine of Ariel in this sense. Sometimes the Three of Michael can be like a move towards independence, but with that, it carries a sense of sorrow or heartbreak because we're leaving something behind. but it's an important move because, like I said, the underlying energy here is about moving into a greater state of independence. So even though it may cause us some pain, some sorrow, some heartbreak, it's a move that needs to be made, again, because the chief meaning of this is about moving towards independence. So at the beginning of the week, we may be experiencing some heartbreak or sorrow connected to a split, a separation, and it could be all across the board. It could be if you're you may be recovering from the pain or heartbreak of, the ending of a relationship. If you're on the job front, it could be, you dealing with the idea of leaving a job, because sometimes this card can be about severance. So it could be about leaving a job and all the emotions that come up as a result of that. Those kinds of things. It's usually about leaving something behind that has caused some pain, and you're in the process of recovering from that. Now, if you look at the image, there's a woman who's in a great deal of emotional distress, and Archangel Michael is comforting her. So know that if you work with angelic energy and you're needing to release some pain, that you can call on Archangel Michael to assist you with that. What Archangel Michael could do is cut the energetic cords that are connecting you to whatever that previous experience is, because there's still some connection there that needs to be severed, and Archangel Michael can assist with that. The card reads, release the past. You will grow from this situation, and time heals all wounds. Now, I have to confess, this is not the card I wanted to see for the beginning of the week, which is my birthday, but it could also be, too, me moving into a greater sense of independence. It could be, the idea, and I'm not saying that this is the case, I'm hoping it's not the case, could be like I might have some sense of sorrow about maybe becoming a year older, that kind of energy. I'm hoping that's not the case, but you never know. And so it could be like, just moving through that. So that is the Three of Michael. In the middle of the week, we have the Lover's card. Okay, so now the Lover's card in the middle of the week says that we could be at a major crossroads in life and needing to make a major life choice or decision of some kind, because the Lover's card has traditionally been known as the choice. So what I like about this following Three of Michael is that this card is assigned Archangel Raphael, and Archangel Raphael is the angel of healing and also the angel connected to relationships. So just like I said here, it could be that there is still some emotional healing taking place surrounding a relationship, a significant relationship. And with that, these two cards are saying that someone watching this video may be going through a period of 6 weeks where that is applicable. So there is a 6-week period of time attached to this, even though that this video is covering a week in time, but these two cards suggest a 6-week period. So there's that. So it could be somebody is recovering from a separation, a split, a breakup, something of that nature, and needing to call on Archangel Raphael to help heal with that. Now, it's very interesting. These two angels work in tandem, or tag team, I was going to say. Michael can help cut the cords and sever the connection, and then Archangel Raphael can assist coming in and doing the healing once the connection has been severed. So it could be that. It could also be, too, that Archangel Raphael is the healing angel as well. So sometimes in this regard, and I have to be careful here, I have to put out my disclaimer because I am not a medical professional, but sometimes in areas of health, the Three of Michael can indicate things like high cholesterol, a great deal of stress, even minor surgery. I sometimes see the Three of Michael as like dental surgery. So even that or minor surgery, and it would make sense if somebody's having dental surgery, because the Lover's card is assigned the sign of Gemini in astrology, and for me that's always the sign that deals with communication. So that would make sense because the mouth is something that we communicate with. So I'm seeing that. But so there could be somebody having minor surgery or dealing with an issue dealing with stress and trying to minimize stress or reduce stress, or, you know, a cholesterol issue. And then there's a healing process with that. And going with that, if there is, let's say, a cholesterol issue, then this card would make sense because there's going to be some major life choices that are going to probably need to be made surrounding diet. So I'm seeing that. The Lover's card reads, make choices from the heart, deeply emotional commitments, and the power of love. So that is the middle of the week. And rounding out to the end of the week, we have 9 of Raphael. So we have a nice shift of energy going on here because we started with the 9 of Ariel, which was about material gain. We had a little bit of a shift with the 3 of Michael, but now we're moving to the end of the week, and 9 of Raphael is also known as the 9 of Cups, and traditionally the 9 of Cups, especially when it comes at the end of a reading, is known as the wish card. So there may be a wish or wish fulfillment taking place at the end of the week. This card carries with it the sense of being happy, satisfied, and fulfilled with where we're at in life. It could also be like the party hardy card. So there could be a party or some sort of celebration that you get invited to at the end of the week. But the 9 of Raphael chiefly is known as the wish card. So it just represents like your wish coming true, wish being fulfilled. You're at a place in life where you are more happy, you're more satisfied, you're more fulfilled. I think what it is that this is a nice card to have coming after the Lover's card in terms of that. It's like once we go through this releasing period at the beginning of the week, we make the choice, to let that process take place. We go through that healing experience. We come out of the other side of that better off for it, happy that we did it. You know, it could be like, yes, we're in the beginning of the week feeling maybe down about a certain situation, but then we realize that life goes on and we get to the other side of it. I'm looking at the picture and the gentleman on the card is a genie, but here we have him walking on a beach. So it's like, you know, having a day at the beach kind of thing. I'm seeing that kind of energy. So could be at the very end of the week, once we get past the 3 of Michael energy, that the end of the week looks very promising. Now the number 9 repeats, so 9 in tarot numerology for me is attainment, so something being attained. It's also about wisdom gained through experience. So it could be you get to the other side of this pain, this heartbreak, this sorrow, and you ask yourself, what did I learn from that? What did that teach me? You know, what wisdom did I get from having the experience? Because there's 2 9s here, and so that's the energy of that is about wisdom gained through experience or some kind of attainment. Now, with Ariel being material resources and the 9 of Raphael being, you know, emotional contentment, there's a connection here. So it's like, you know, emotional rewards, emotional satisfaction, emotional fulfillment, and material satisfaction, material fulfillment, that kind of energy. So there's 2 sides of the same coin here. It's, you know, appreciating where you're at in life, but one from a material standpoint, excuse me, and then one from an emotional standpoint. Now, the other thing that I notice here is that Archangel Raphael is on 2 cards here with the Lovers and the 9 of Raphael. So Raphael is stepping forward to help us through some emotional process of healing this week. The other thing that I acknowledged a time period of 6 weeks with these 2 cards, here we have a time period of 28 days with the Lovers and then the 9 of Raphael following that. So it could be like this 6-week period comes first and then it's followed by a 9-week period where we move into a greater place of that wish being fulfilled, that sense of happiness, that sense of fulfillment. So these are the cards for the week, and now we're going to take a moment to look at what the major arcana card that's going to serve as the overall lesson for the week. And to determine our major arcana card for the week that's going to serve as the lesson card, we're going to take the numbers on all 3 cards. So we have the 3 from the 3 of Michael, we have 6 for the Lovers, and we have 9 for the 9 of Raphael. And adding 6 and 3 is 9, and then 9 is 18. So there are 22 major arcana cards in the tarot deck, and the 18th major arcana card is the Moon. And here's the card. So the first thing that comes to my mind when the Moon card is the lesson card is that I always stop to consider, are we about to embark on having a new moon or a full moon? And I do know that there's going to be a new moon on the 8th of March, which is Tuesday, the day after my birthday. So there's going to be a new moon. So the new moon is a time of setting an intention, where a full moon is a time of releasing things that we no longer want or need in our lives. A new moon is about ushering in new things and setting a new intention for what it is that we'd like to have. So if you did some releasing with the full moon a couple of weeks ago, this would be a perfect time to follow up, because once you release something, it sets the stage or creates the space for something new to take that that spot, that energy, that place. So it could be, this is the time to set that new intention. And I'm going to say, with the underlying energy being the Nine of Ariel, it could be, for some of us, that new intention is about creating a sense or a greater sense of independence and self-sufficiency. So I'm seeing that. The other thing with the moon card in relation to a new moon or a full moon, I see this as a time of being moon sensitive. So if you are sensitive to the energies of a new moon or full moon, then you need to prepare yourself. Do what you need to do to honor yourself and your self-care. Take care of yourself this week. I remember a couple of weeks ago with the full moon, I had a really intense case of insomnia that is not normally like me. I was literally up for an entire day. So, just be mindful that insomnia is one of the signs of moon sensitivity. Another thing to be mindful of with the moon is that emotions that have been under the surface, because the moon card represents the unconscious or subconscious, so things that are under the surface come up to the surface, and usually it's a great deal of emotional sensitivity, and those instances mean that something's coming up. So there's a process of healing that needs to take place. So there's about emotions coming up, so healing can be done. And it makes sense with the Three of Michael on one side and the energy of Raphael, who was on 2 cards this week, coming in. So something is coming up to the surface potentially, and if it is, it's because it's coming up so it can be healed. So I'm seeing that. The other thing with the moon card is also about honoring your intuition. So this could be a week, especially with the Lover's card underneath it, about honoring your intuition. Sometimes the Lover's card, I'm going to refer to it again, the Lover's card, when we're talking about making a choice, it usually can represent needing to make a heart-centered choice, and that means going with your feelings. And your feelings are all about your intuition. Your intuition operates from your feeling nature, your emotions. So it could be that you're being asked to make a choice, and if you are, then you need to be asking yourself, how do I feel about that? Or if in the decision-making process, you can imagine you've made the choice, and then see how that plays out. So you can center yourself, imagine that you've made the choice, and then see how, having made that particular choice, how does that make you feel? And that could help you with the decision-making process. So there's that to consider. So the moon card again represents, honoring the new moon coming in, setting a new intention, whatever that is for you. And then you also consider, what action steps would you need to take that are going to be in alignment with that intention. This could also be the week that we are needing to deal with our emotional sensitivity. We may have instances where we are triggered by other people, or we trigger people ourselves, and either side of the coin would be like maybe coming from a place of not being aware fully that we are triggering people or that people are triggering us. That kind of energy. And then the last thing with the moon card, it's about honoring your intuition. So this has been your week in tarot. Summing up, at the beginning of the week, we have the Three of Michael. This could be a space we're in where we're needing to release the past, needing to release any pain, any hurt, any sorrow from a situation in which we've either had to sever ourselves from, a person, an environment, something of that nature. But it had to be done because on some level we were being called to move into a sense of independence. And so we had to leave things behind. Three of Michael just represents that you are in the process of healing. You're not fully healed yet, but you may have been making progress in that area. If this is true for you, call on Archangel Michael to assist you, to help you cut the cords to whatever it is that you still may be energetically connected to. In the middle of the week, we have the Lover's card. That could represent being at a crossroads in life and needing to make a major life choice. The Lover's card could suggest it could be a communication issue, it could be a relationship issue, whatever the issue is and whatever the choice it involves, you're being asked to make a heart-centered choice, to go with how you feel about it, and then imagine after making the choice how you feel having made that particular choice, because that could help you in a decision-making process. And then at the end of the week, we have a nice shift here because the 9 of Raphael, again, is the wish card. So at the end of the week, we could see a wish that we've been hoping for come to pass, come to fruition, be fulfilled, be granted. So this has been your Week in Tarot. I am James Himm Mitchell. I'm signing off. And I want to thank you for joining me in this space, sharing space with me in this reading, especially since it was my birthday, the beginning of the week. So I want to thank you for taking part in that with me. I hope you have a tarot-tastic week. And until our next video together, take care.